So at the top of Alta and at where Fairview crosses Alta is the first set of stairs of the Mesa's Secret Stairs. And you could tell this is a really old neighborhood because of the nice mortar and big block retaining walls and these terraced hillside terraforming essentially is what they must have been doing back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, when a lot of these homes were built. The homeowners keep up the foliage really nice, and this is the first section. It's the oldest apparently, or it's the least remodeled or maintained. This is the narrowest section too, and it's the closest to the La Mesa's downtown area. It's quite a little hike. If you like stairs, that was the first section, and now we're on Pasadena. And Pasadena is the second section of the smaller first set of secret stairs, and it goes up to Vista. And so this is Pasadena, and there's a nice view to the south and the east. And that, I think, is either Helix or Coles, that little mountain top. I believe that's Mount Helix. Yeah. It's a pretty laid-back atmosphere. Oh, there's Coles Mountain. People pronounce it Cowles. Cowles. I guess the guy that the mountain is named after pronounced his last name Coles. But that's a hell of a hike. The Coles Mountain. There's several approaches to the peak, but that hundreds and hundreds of people use it every day for hiking and jogging and taking their dogs and blasting their music, even though there's signs all over the place that say don't blast your music. But this is a lot less people, and it's way more sedate, but not quite as spectacular view-wise. But still, these homes are really something. It's hard to see this if you're coming at the entrance from this street, from Vista. It's hard to see that entrance. And it's at the intersection of Vista and Sheldon. And it's not marked, so I don't know why there's not a little sign there for just like the other ones. But now we're going up on Sheldon. We're going to cut over to the main section of the Secret Stairs. And that's on the Summit Drive as the very top, and Windsor at the very bottom. Windsor and Canterbury. Canterbury's a dead end off of Windsor, and that's where we're headed. So that is some house right in front of us. I'm pretty sure it's a single family. So that is a lot of square footage. And there's a nice little playground in the front yard of these people. They've been there a few years now. Beautiful flowers. Beautiful view. That's the ocean, Pacific Ocean. And a lot of people walk their dogs, and I don't know why those people are wearing coats. I mean, oh, the lady is. Oh, she's probably a coat person. That is some building. Wow. Look at that window. Man. Well, that's a view from up there. I love these decks, especially for these views. These decks must give these people spectacular views. And I believe they have a swimming pool up there with a pergola, probably over a hot tub. This is the life. These houses are worth millions. Each one of these is probably at least a 1.5 million range to 2.5 million. And this is 2023, so they have climbed a bit in the last several years. At least 30 to 40%. So a home around La Mesa is a pretty good investment if you have the money to get into the market. And apparently people play basketball in the street here. And there's a new lot, or a future multi-million-dollar home lot. I guess I am really envious. Well, who wouldn't want to live right next to another multi-million-dollar home? To have a deck like that, and to have that view. And the worst you have to deal with is people walking around. This is far, far away from any of the bustle of the downtown area. There's the sign. Some of these bushes are really incredibly beautiful. Now we're looking west and north. So this is Sheldon, and we're going to go down to the Canterbury, Windsor, the very base of the main section of the Secret Stairs. Somebody took the time to number them and paint the little numbers on the steps at the tops of these levels, of these main levels. It's something to think about. 200, 400, 500, probably at least 700 steps we'll be walking today. But on the other side, I just go down and then I go walking around to where I parked. These are a bit wider. These aren't the widest, but this is the normal width of these stairs. This sidewalk with these secret stairs. And apparently these were built in the 1930s, I want to say. I don't really know. But it was a hassle to go way around because the roads were meant to follow the terrace lines, the plateau lines. And so people would have to walk and walk and walk to get to the next level. There's the Pacific Way that way. There's another big old house with lots of decks. I can't imagine that's a single family home back there. This one is. And this is Canterbury. That's a dead end Canterbury, and we're on Windsor. So now we start the huffing and the puffing. Caution steps. People are coming. Watch out. These are pretty well maintained. I sometimes pick up trash here myself. There's not a lot, but I did find where somebody had placed like clothing items, shoes and pants that were really old. So I imagine they had been there years. So I plucked them out of the big bush that they were stuck inside of. These haven't been maintained in the last few years. There's a nice fence. The fences around here are all different types. People sometimes, usually like that fence, they don't do anything. And the weathered look is the look. I guess it's cheaper in the long run to just put up a new fence when you need to, when you're forced to, rather than continuing to resurface with a protecting coat every 3 years maybe. 76. That was 76 steps from the street. This is the sound I would be making. 86. Oh, that was only 10 steps. But you get a lot of elevation for 10 steps. It's nice to have a look at people's HVAC systems. And then you see there's another system there for water treatment, probably 105, 106. So from Windsor to, what is this? Sheldon, it's 106 steps. I imagine that's like 10 inches per step. So how many feet would that be? 10, 100, 106 inches divided by 12 is 8, 7. No, that can't be right. All right. Oh, 1,000. I'm sorry. It's 1,000 inches. So 80 feet. 80 feet per section. And this is Summit. Summit Drive wraps around and goes to the actual summit of this hill. And there's some motorcycles that haven't been getting used because the covers are lying in tatters. It's beautiful wall art. That's really appreciated. But look at these bushes. They're like, oh my goodness. They're so well kept up. Oh, is that guy blocking his face? Oh no. I hope I don't get in trouble for that. He's the guy with the green shoes that blocked his face. No, most of these people, there's no way to see them closely with the way I'm moving around. But there's another, so we're about 200 feet from the first level. And that's the northwest. Beautiful foliage. Beautiful ground cover. These ivy, vining plants. Definitely the way to go in this section. Here's an expensive fence. I priced those out once a long time ago, and man, it's smack your head unbelievable. Yeah, I don't think anybody could tell that guy's face. There's some beautiful cacti. I love these overhanging ones. They're really something when they have the bloom going. And now we're at summit. 244 steps. So 2,440 inches is 200 feet. So 200 and some feet. 40 inches. Oh yeah, it's only 203 feet or something like that. All right. I usually do this extra little walk to catch my breath, really, because you just went up 244 steps. Sometimes I take a lot of breaks. I am 63, so I guess I should just appreciate every day like it's another, icing on the cake. And that's a newly planted tree. So a lot of these trees, they get mature, and then they get just ripped out, and they start over. I don't think people really get that in terms of there are these different ages of trees. And when you see a mature tree like that, it's got a few more years. This one has a few more years, this pine coniferous. Oh, they already chopped the top off. They're probably getting it ready to come down. It doesn't have long. And then they have the choice to put in whatever, but they'll probably just put in another one of those pine trees. Now we're looking east, northeast, toward the mountainous rangy area. And that's where we came from. Now we're going to go down summit a little bit to the next set of stairs. And that's the set of stairs on the eastern side of the secret stair area. It goes from summit. We're going to walk around summit to the other side, and then we're going to go down to Valle Drive. And that goes down to Beverly after that. Beverly Drive. So there aren't a lot of different sets of stairs. There's only these three that I know of, but there might be some others. I've just never seen them on the Google Maps. Here's a little lot there. People were trying to get this ready to put some housing on it, but I guess it fell through. It's just not big enough. And plus there's the expense of moving these power lines that go right over, directly over that lot. It's just a little slice of pie lot. I could never imagine how anybody could think they could put anything there, but man, they were really going for it for a while. Yeah, that's just a little piece of land behind those trees. And here we're getting ready. Just a few more steps to the next set of secret stairs. I love these Sprinter vans. They're so versatile. There's some nice flowering plants. Pretty nice. And they're right next to the secret stairs, so they're having to deal with people. I guess you just have to get used to watching people walk past your window if you happen to be by the window. And now we're looking east all this time. I think that's Mount Helix, the tippity top one. It's got a big old cross on the top. So the Christians are in control of that mountain. It's not really a mountain though. It's just like a high hill. There's a lot of spectacular housing. I'd say there were mansions encircling the Mount Helix area. Some are mansions. There's the circular house. Oh, look at those daisies. Don't pick the daisies. Don't eat the daisies. That's what it is. Please don't eat the daisies. There's a really beautiful roundhouse on the side of Mount Helix. I've never actually seen it moving, but it has that capability. They interviewed the guy who built it. I'm not sure he's living there anymore. But he talked about how it was difficult to get the piping, the plumbing especially, to fit so that it would be moved and not have any leaking. I can't even envision that in my head. Because it's not just the piping, it would be all the different electric, plumbing, water supply. Maybe I don't really understand how he was able to do that. But it looked like it just was one central core, one central hub for all that infrastructure. There's all these signs saying, be quiet. But sometimes people aren't so quiet. It's kind of disturbing. Caution steps, people are coming, look out. Signs that warn the steps to watch it. Caution steps. Or maybe the steps are caution-like. These are caution steps. But it's really incredible. The views, and you have to wonder about the people living here. I think those are the main things. It's just the views, and you wonder about the people that are able to live in these beautiful, beautiful homes in this beautiful, beautiful area. And they all seem pretty laid back. This is where I found the clothing items. They were stuck, I think they were stuck right under that. Oh no, that's not it. It was in this area though. I think, yeah, right in there. Yeah. Like old jeans and shoes. But that could have been from anything. Beautiful plants. Oh man. Oh, so that was, we crossed Valle, and now we're going to go down to Beverly. Oh, no, we're coming to Valle. Wait. Yeah, we crossed Valle, now we're coming down to Beverly. I usually park on Acacia. Or is it Vista? Oh, no, I don't really know. Vista. Oh, I park on Vista. Look at that. Huh. But then I hiked down to Pasadena, is it? Yeah. I either hike down to Pasadena or I go down to Fairview. So it's so easy to get confused because these streets interlink and crisscross. So that's it. We're at Beverly. It looks like it's Acacia from the street signs, but on the map it's Beverly. Google Maps. Yeah, Acacia leads into Beverly, and that's how you remember where to get to the very beginning of this smaller secondary section. So that's the Mesa Secret Stairs. We're going on Beverly. We're going to get to Acacia here.